The words that silenced the galaxy. Commander Aiden Reyes had been in interrogation rooms before, but never one carved from living obsidian, pulsing faintly with alien bioluminescence. The restraints around his wrists tightened each time he moved, as if the ship itself was watching him. Across the chamber stood the towering reptilian figure of Commander Voss of the Jithari Dominion, 8 feet tall, armored scales, and eyes that glowed like molten glass. Behind him, scientists and soldiers whispered nervously while scanning the human with trembling claws. Aiden didn't understand why they were so tense. He was a prisoner, not them. Voss stepped forward. Identify your species. Aiden lifted his chin, wiped a streak of dried blood from his lip with his shoulder, and answered calmly. We are from Earth. The reaction was instant. One scientist dropped a data slate. 2 guards recoiled so fast their rifles clattered against the wall. The bioluminescent chamber dimmed, then flared red as emergency protocols activated simply because he had spoken 6 words. Aiden blinked. Okay, didn't expect that. Voss hissed sharply. Silence the chamber, he barked. Alarms died. Doors sealed. Walls thickened as layers of biological armor folded over them like petals closing around a venomous flower. Everyone avoided Aiden's gaze now. Everyone except Voss. The commander leaned in slowly. Human, do you have any understanding of what your claim means? I mean, it means I'm from Earth, Aiden said. Blue planet. Rough gravity. Terrible politics. Great food. That Earth. Voss slammed a clawed hand against the table. Do not mock us. Your kind is forbidden. Forbidden? Aiden frowned. He knew Earth had made contact with alien civilizations only recently. But this level of fear, no one on Earth knew about that. Behind Voss, the chief science officer, Dr. Kelrax, a thin, gray-skinned alien with too many eyes, spoke in a trembling whisper. He survived the containment blast. No shield, no armor. His heart rate barely changed. Another scientist added, his pain response is irregular, almost absent. Aiden rolled his eyes. I stub my toe and cry. I'm very normal. They did not laugh. Voss turned to a holoscreen displaying battle footage. Aiden glimpsed scenes he didn't recognize. Humans fighting in toxic storms, climbing burning wreckage, dragging wounded alien civilians to safety, surviving things no creature should survive. This, Voss growled, gesturing at the images, is why your words carry terror through the galaxy. Your species is a myth, one we hope never to confirm. Aiden's stomach tightened. Earth didn't know about any myth. Earth barely knew aliens existed. What myth? He asked. Dr. Kelrax whispered. The prophecy of the violent star. The species born from chaos. The survivors who never fall. Aiden gave a short laugh, though his nerves prickled. You've got the wrong guys. We're explorers. Scientists. Messy, yes. Stubborn, absolutely. But not whatever that is. Voss's eyes narrowed. We shall see. Suddenly, alarms blared again, this time real ones. A crewman shouted from the hallway. Commander, a Terran ship has entered this sector. Every alien in the room froze. Aiden felt a grin forming. Guess my ride's here. The first human war. 30 years before Aiden Reyes ever saw a Jithari warship from the inside, the galaxy had met humans for the first time. And nothing about that meeting went the way anyone expected. The deep space colony vessel Horizon drifted through uncharted territory, her silver hull scratched by micrometeoroids, her engines humming with the strained rhythm of a ship older than its captain would admit. On board were 200 scientists, engineers, and families, pioneers eager to plant humanity's first off-world colony. Captain Elena Ward stood on the bridge as the ship eased out of hyperspace. A shimmering constellation of unknown stars greeted them. Mark the coordinates, she said. Let's make history. But before her navigator could respond, alarms shrieked across the deck. Multiple signatures incoming. Vessels, unknown configuration, moving fast. Ward's eyes widened. First contact. It was supposed to be peaceful, diplomatic, ceremonial. The Jithari Dominion had other plans. Across the void, 6 razor-shaped alien cruisers formed a blockade around the horizon. To them, Humanity's heat signatures, unstable radiation emissions, and rigid metallic hull design screamed military origin. Their doctrine was simple. Strike first, ask later. And so they struck. A bolt of green plasma tore through the Horizon's port wing. The entire ship lurched violently. Consoles exploded. Lights died. Inside the hull, chaos erupted. But where aliens expected panic, something strange happened. Humans organized. Within seconds, damage control teams were sealing hull breaches with emergency foam. Engineers welded cracked bulkheads shut with handheld plasma torches. Medical crews sprinted across smoke-filled corridors dragging the injured to safety. One soldier tried to joke as he limped through fire. "Captain, I thought first contact was supposed to be friendly." Captain Ward pushed through the smoke. "We survive first. Then we talk." The Jathari watched this in disbelief. Their surveillance officers reported Terran casualties continuing to function. Injuries ignored. Psychological responses illogical. They remain cooperative, laughing. Confirmed. Species displays no appropriate fear response. To them, this wasn't bravery. It was horror. When a second plasma strike punched through the ship, Ward made a desperate choice. "Prep the boarding team," she ordered. Only 9 human security officers remained capable of fighting. Armed with mining tools and emergency kinetic rifles, they launched toward the nearest alien cruiser in Jura-rigged EVA pods. The aliens expected them to die in seconds. Instead, 9 humans carved through 200 Jathari soldiers in blistering close-quarters combat. They fought through broken ribs, burns, and shattered armor, not with fury, but with grim, stubborn determination. The battle became the first recorded proof of what aliens would come to fear most. Humans do not stop. By the time the smoke cleared, Ward's boarding team had disabled the cruiser's engines, rescued trapped alien civilians, and sent a distress call asking for peace. But communications were intercepted. To the Jathari leadership, the message was interpreted as a threat. "We're not done yet. We're coming." What Ward meant was, "We're coming to negotiate. We're coming to help." What the galaxy heard was something else entirely. Across thousands of star systems, a word spread like wildfire. Terrans have arrived, and nothing would ever be the same. The legend of the Terran return. The galaxy had expected humanity to collapse after the Horizon incident. 1 colony ship destroyed. 200 dead. A first contact catastrophe. By all logic, humans should have retreated. Fearful, wounded, unwilling to provoke a war with a civilization thousands of years older. Instead, Earth did the opposite. Humanity united. For the first time in centuries, every nation, every colony, every scrap of political division fell away. The footage recovered from the Horizon shook the world. Alien fire ripping through hulls, engineers welding steel through flames, 9 humans defeating an entire cruiser through sheer stubbornness. The galaxy called it madness. Earth called it Monday. Humanity rises. Within a decade, humans reverse-engineered alien technology. Within 2 decades, they surpassed it. Faster-than-light travel became cheaper, safer, and faster because human engineers refused to sleep until they made it better. Factories that once built cars now forged starship armor. Hospitals printed prosthetics so advanced that wounded veterans returned to frontline service stronger than before. Human children grew up learning star navigation before multiplication. The species that should have hidden instead declared to the stars, "We're coming to talk." But the Jathari Dominion didn't want to talk. The First Galactic War. The Dominion, believing humans were preparing a surprise conquest, launched a full-scale assault on Earth. 1,000 alien ships descended on the solar system. They expected a slaughter. What they found was humanity, unified, prepared, and burning with a fire the galaxy had never seen. Orbital platforms shielded civilians. Every rooftop became a lookout point. Every scientist became a strategist. Every ordinary citizen became part of a global defense network. A Jathari commander would later admit, "We fought an entire species, not an army." Human ships fell. Cities burned. Casualties mounted. But every time humans were pushed back, they returned. The Terran return. The phenomenon confused every alien strategist. Destroy one Terran fleet, a stronger one appeared. Capture a Terran outpost, Terrans retook it within days. Kill a Terran general, their replacements fought like demons. It wasn't regeneration. It wasn't technology. It was something far stranger. Human willpower. Where other species entered despair, humans entered overdrive. Entire families volunteered to rebuild ships day and night. Retired engineers crawled into factories to restart broken reactors by hand. Civilians donated blood, food, and even personal savings to keep soldiers fighting. No alien species had ever seen anything like it. The Jathari gave it a name first. The Terran Return. The prophecy of the violent star, once only a superstition, became real. A galaxy changes. Other alien species watch the war unfold with or instead of fear. While the Dominion attacked civilians, humans rescued them. While Jathari fleets burned worlds, humans evacuated populations they didn't even know. The galaxy began to whisper. Humans are not conquerors. They are protectors. And slowly, alliances formed. The Dominion falters. The Jathari leadership fractured under internal pressure. Their soldiers stopped believing victory was possible. Their citizens demanded peace. And their final realization was simple. Humans never wanted war. Humans only wanted to survive. But by then, a legend had already been born. A legend that would terrify every alien for centuries. If you defeat a human once, pray they don't return. Because they always do. The truth behind the fear. The alarms echoing through the Jathari warship weren't meant for battle. They were meant for extinction. Commander Voss stared at the holographic display in disbelief. A Terran vessel, sleek, angular, radiating controlled power, had just dropped out of hyperspace beside them. Its hull bore a single marking. TSS Valkyrie, Terran Expeditionary Fleet. The ship did not open its weapons bays. It opened its communication channel. A calm voice flowed into the chamber. Jathari Command Vessel, we come for our crewman. Stand down. We offer medical aid if needed. Repeat, we seek peace. For the second time that day, the entire room fell silent. Commander Aiden Reyes, still bound to the chair, raised an eyebrow. That doesn't sound like conquerors to me. Voss didn't respond. He was too busy trembling. Humans had arrived, and they had not fired a single shot. A malfunction and a miracle. A violent shudder tore through the ship, an unstable reactor conduit rupturing somewhere deep in the engineering deck. The walls pulsed red. Smoke drifted in from the hallway. A Jathari medic stumbled into the room, bleeding heavily. Aiden didn't hesitate. Despite the restraints, he strained against them with raw, desperate force. Muscles flexed, metal groaned, and the cuff snapped off his wrists. Voss recoiled in horror. He broke biosteel. But Aiden rushed not toward the guards. He rushed to the medic. Hold still, Aiden said, pressing his hands over the wound, applying pressure. You're going to be fine. The medic looked up at him, confused. You? Help me. Aiden gave a half-smile. Yeah, that's kind of our thing. It wasn't strength that silenced the aliens. It was compassion, the revelation. Moments later, both Aiden and the injured medic were transported to the Valkyrie's medical bay under an emergency truce. There, surrounded by Terran doctors and Jathari observers, Aiden finally spoke the truth. We're not here to conquer you. We never were. Everything you fear about us, our resilience, our stubbornness, our refusal to stay down, it comes from one thing. He pointed to a hologram of Earth spinning slowly above the table. This place made us. Ice ages tried to kill us. Predators hunted us. Diseases wiped us out. Volcanoes buried us. Still we returned. His voice softened. We don't rise because we want to dominate. We rise because we're used to falling. We rise because the only other option is giving up, and humans don't do that. He looked at the Jathari medic. At our worst, we're dangerous. But at our best, we're protectors. A new galaxy. Commander Voss finally understood. Not myths. Not prophecy. Not monsters. Survivors. He bowed his head. Human. Aiden Reyes, we owe your species an apology. The Valkyrie's captain extended a hand. Then let's start fresh. Peace was signed within hours. Other species followed. For the first time, the galaxy saw humanity not as a threat, but as a force of hope. Final lines. As Aiden prepared to return to Earth, a young Jathari officer approached him cautiously. "Human, why are your kind like this?" Aiden smiled, slinging his pack over his shoulder.